I was expecting to see this like 150 to 200,000. If this works, I am unbelievably confused. I mean, I know we're about to, well, we've won one Eredivisie title. We're potentially going to win a second. And of course, we've just advanced through in the Champions League. But if he takes a massive pay cut to join us, then that would be absolutely ridiculous. So Crucial, or the Champions League, sorry, we would have to get a significant upgrade in our team. Unbelievably, Serge Gnabry is coming to the club next year. 65 grand a week. Right then, my friends, it is time to find out our Champions League draw. Who is it going to be in the knockout rounds? Oh, why? City, who finished second in Group E behind Napoli. Wait a minute, I thought Napoli were in second unless they still had a game to play and I didn't even realise. Because, yeah, they must have done. And I just didn't realise they still had another game to play. But Manchester City are the side that we will face in the round of 16 of the Champions League. Hello everybody, welcome back to another Career Mode episode. This one is episode number 7 of Season 3 today. You saw in the previously section a moment ago what happened in our previous episode when we negotiated the signing of Serge Gnabry on a pre-contract deal. Now I've got something for you guys to vote upon, and that is a little poll deciding on whether or not we should use Serge Gnabry when he does in fact join our club, because I know some of you want us to try and stay here and try and win the Champions League with this team that we have built. The problem is we're going to have to do some major upgrades, and Serge Gnabry would seriously be that. So I'm going to let you guys decide whether or not we do use him or not when he comes in. Of course, if we don't use him, we'll keep him here for the first sort of 6 months to a year, and then potentially let him go for some money that we can reinvest with the squad. But in today's episode, there is a massive moment you also need to sit back for, and you're going to see that in the live portion of today, because something does happen regarding Serge Gnabry and Zoet that I didn't expect to happen. I'm not sure if it's a bug, or I'm not sure if their contracts were up in January. You'll see what I'm talking about in just a few moments to come. So 5 games today for you to feast your eyes upon, and the first 2 came as post-com. Our first was against Ep7 in the Cup. I felt like this would be a routine victory. No need for me to show you it, because we should get through this fairly easily. Didn't prove to be the case. The first half, they absolutely demolished me, but I was able to go into the game, and we hit the woodwork with Chong in the second half, and I'm genuinely thinking at this point, all right, well, Cup, who cares, really? That's what I was thinking. Until Jesse got through, keeper made this save, and I lost pretty much all hope. I was like, nah, it's just one of these games that I'm just not going to be able to find the result in. But Andy Carroll decided, nope, I've got you, boss, don't worry. I know I don't have much faith in Andy Carroll, but he certainly does this for us when it comes to this game here. 22 minutes to go, pops up from the corner near post and heads home to make it 1-1. And at this point, I was actually not feeling too bad, but they took us all the way to extra time at FC Emmen, and we had to require Boadu to come off the bench in order to score the goal. I swapped to a 4-2-4, by the way, throughout this. I started off with a 4-1-2-1-2, which was a backup team, and eventually ended up playing a 4-2-4, so 4 strikers. As soon as I did that change, we just pretty much was on the front foot for the majority of the game. So potential slip-up avoided. We get ourselves through to the next round of the Cup, and we will await and see who that is going to be. But the second and final post-com game for today came against SC Heerenveen, and they were doing pretty well. They're up into 5th place currently in this league table. Of course, we're still unbeaten. PSV keeping close tabs on us. And what's really frustrating me about PSV is every time we're winning, they're either keeping up or drawing. So they're not really dropping like massive points. I mean, a draw still obviously drops them too, but they seem to be able to keep tabs of us. I genuinely thought with the fact that we are unbeaten, we would be running away with things, and that hasn't been the case at the moment. But at this point, we were 4 clear, I think. We had a chance to go 7 clear, which we were just trying to plod along, really, and just keep getting our results as we can and hope that they will slip up, essentially. With that game coming up against Manchester City in February, I do have to keep one mind on that, and the focus has pretty much got to be trying to get as much of a gap as we can in case we have to, get our full 11 against City and potentially maybe risk injuries. I don't know how far we're going to go in this Champions League, but the further we go, the more it could affect our league form. But this game, no slip-up at all for us. 2-0 inside the first half, and Ivan Herrera as well, even getting on in the act. I love this finish, by the way, because he has so much to do when he gets put through. He's still in a 2v1 and he makes it count. And the second half continued. We were all over Heerenveen in this game. Look at this for a move. Round the corner from De Groot, straight to Greg Taylor up from fullback. He makes no mistake either, finding the feet of Herrera for him to find his second goal of the game as well. And he, on today's game, was on form. And I really am excited. Because can you imagine a front two that could involve Ivan Herrera and it could well involve Miron Boadu? That would be some front two. Speaking of Herrera, wins the ball back, sends it through to Ravel Morrison. Didn't want to run him all the way because he was running low on stamina. Just laid it across, and Daniel De Groot got his second of the match as well. So 2 for both of them. One of them on a hat-trick. Who's going to get it first? Vet sends the ball through to Herrera. No offside given, even though there was a little hint of it. What a finish, though, from Ivan Herrera. Talk about quality. And in the live portion, I'm going to talk a bit more about him. But you've got to admit, right, this is a guy who didn't score for some time, but the confidence has always been there with Ivan Herrera. You have to say that. And look at this from Onana, by the way. This reaction to getting his clean sheet. Look at him. Absolutely over the moon with this one, as he should be. Another clean sheet for him. A hat-trick for Ivan Herrera. 2 wins from 2 in the post-com. Let's jump to live for another 3 games. And still to come, that interesting thing regarding Serge Gnabry and Zoet. All right then, my friends. It's time for the live portion of today. And I've got something of magnitude to show you because I don't know what's happened here. As you can probably see by this, Serge Gnabry unveiled to the Graafschap fans after FC Bayern move. You remember, was it last episode or the episode before that? We signed him on a pre-contract. So I was under the assumption that he would join us at the end of the year. Well, that's happened now in January. So I don't really know what has happened. This is the first time I've ever got a pre-contract signing in January. I'll show you the little email I got as well. So I got a load of emails once the window opened to show obviously who's left the club. All of these we knew about because they had been agreed on actual monetary value deals. But then I saw the 2 pre-contract player arrivals and I was thinking, I didn't sign anybody. I hadn't made any monetary signings. They were both pre-contracts. But it came up saying Gnabry and Zoet had joined the club. Originally I was sat here thinking, all right, listen, this is going to be a bug, surely. It has to be. However, when I go into my squad, you're going to see they are in fact here. They are actually within our side, so we are able to use them if we want. I mean, I don't really know what to do in this regard now because I didn't plan on having them yet. I plan on having them, of course, at the beginning of next season. So I don't really know where we go from here because, you know, Serge Gnabry is very much our player and can be picked. But I was under the assumption that we wouldn't get him until January. So it's a new one with me. Unless the summer. Unless his contract was expiring in January. That could have been it. And in which case it's not a bug. And it's very much the case. So that's at least positive news. But I think I'm going to, for the moment, leave it and let you guys decide on whether or not we should use them or not. Because Andres Pereira is another one who has an expiring contract. And I'm pretty sure he would join in the summer. And I could have gone for him as well at the same time as Gnabry and Zoet. So with that in mind, we are in the January transfer window. Not a lot to really do in this one. But I'm going to leave a poll at the top right-hand side of this video on a decision as to whether or not you want us to use both Zoet and Gnabry. As of course, I did say that when we signed him, I'm going to let you guys decide whether or not we should use him or not, or just kind of sell him on, because he is like already the best player at the club now in essence. We've got an offer here from Morgan Gibbs-White from Brighton. I'm going to reject it, but if they had been a bit more nice with that one, I might have gone ahead and accepted. But yeah, so there's going to be a poll top right-hand side to decide, should we use Serge Gnabry and Zoet in this season, yes or no? And I'll let you guys make that decision, especially with the game against Man City coming up, because you got to remember, that's in February, so we need all the help we can get as we get an offer here for Chong. I'm actually not that bothered about keeping hold of, because he's been all right, but he's not been phenomenal. So if this offer is huge, I'll let him go. And he's turned it down. £15 million, or 14, sorry, was too much for Sean Dyche and Burnley. For Chong, Manager of the Year has been announced. And so has the Team of the Year. So I don't think we're going to get it, of course. We haven't won a major trophy. We won the Eredivisie in the Cup, but not the Champions League or the Europa League or anything. So who's actually got it? Santiago Solari of Real Madrid has got it. And the Team of the Year then, Courtois from Real Madrid, Odriozola and Varane both from Real Madrid, Skriniar and Walker in the defensive unit. De Bruyne, Cruz, Casemiro, Royce, and then Silva and Sterling, both from Manchester City. So they must have had a good year, City, for them to have quite a few players in there. Of course, Real Madrid as well. having a fair few. We're still unbeaten, 5 points clear. I do feel, however, that at the minute, PSV are making my job very, very hard. Because as you can see, they're keeping tabs. Having said that, they've just drawn. So we could go 7 clear with a victory against Willem 2 here, away from home. And they're like 3rd from bottom. So it realistically should be a 3-pointer, this one. So we're going to head ourselves into this. Keep tabs on whatever else goes on in the transfer window, because we need to make sure we know what is happening. And the way that Herrera played in that last game, I'm going to have to start him. I can't take him out of the team. You know what I'm saying? He got a hat-trick. If I take him out of the team now, what does that say about me? I know Boadou's class, but with that in mind, I don't want to have a situation where I'm just throwing Boadou in just because he's a higher rated when we've got Herrera playing the way he is. So I don't really want to do that right now. Here is Herrera, and the game is off and running. Ravel Morrison looking back towards even Herrera. Scored 3 in the last game. Looking to try and get another one here. And inside 6 minutes, he had a chance. It was well defended, though. He's looking very, very lively, is even Herrera. He really is. And Boadou's got something to worry about now, because with Herrera playing this well, we got, oh, that's poor from them. Fabra Mores as well coming through the ranks. I think Carroll pretty much, his time is up at the club right now, as Gibbs White carries forward. Would have been offside if I'd have played that. So hold on to it and find Herrera again. Herrera! Saved by the keeper. But he is looking like he wants to find another goal for himself. Beister, Morrison, Jesse. Through for Herrera again on the turn. Right-footed. 3 now. He's had 3 opportunities inside 15 minutes. Even Herrera, as Jesse's going to swing in this corner. And out comes the goalkeeper again to punch it. We're camped on the edge of Willem 2's penalty area. Unsurprising, really. I did show you, of course, where both teams are coming into this. We, of course, top, them 3rd from bottom. But with us being camped on here, you suggest there's only a matter of time before we'll find this opener. Herrera towards Jesse, and this could be the opener then. Jesse inside the area, and it's rifled into the top corner. I said we were camped in there, well, half, pretty much penalty spot, penalty area. And it's been coming. It really has been coming for the opening 20 minutes, and the home fans can't be surprised with that one. They got exposed a little bit. For the first time, they ventured out of their own half into ours. Tried to go forward. We easily defended the cross that came in and broke with speed as Jesse was played through by Herrera. And it's his finish right into that top corner that's got us the opening goal of the game. The group one side, Jesse the other. It's going to be so difficult for them to defend against those two. That's a great knock, actually. And now we're under a bit of pressure. Oh, that was the first chance of the game. Wow, came from nowhere. One ball over the top. We lose the first header. The shot came in. It was, in the end, really simple for Andre Onana. But at first, I was a little bit worried because that's the first time they've been able to do anything. It seemed like it just sort of worked for them, didn't it? Even Herrera on the ball for us now, though, as he looks through for Jesse, maybe. And the pass had too much on it. Don't let them get back in this game in the second half, though. We've done brilliantly in the first half. Could have easily been winning comfortably in that one. Instead, it was only the 1 goal. And, yeah, just don't let them get back in this. We allowed Fortuna to pick up a 1-1 draw against us recently, where we largely dominated that one as well. So I don't want another situation of the same thing. Erdegaard. Jesse wrong side. His man so far. His goal, the difference. Looking for a similar one again. Jesse inside the area. Poor finish this time. We waste another opportunity. We have allowed them back into this. And again, oh, no. No. Obita does well. I rest my case. If we just found that second goal, we would not be in this position. The amount of misplaced passes in the second half. Ridiculous. But still, we've come away with a 1-0 victory. It should have been routine. And in the end, after the second half, it really wasn't. What were we doing there? Got a home game against Utrecht. And at the moment, we are still unbeaten after 18 games. But I'm honestly not that bothered about a completely unbeaten season right now. So I am going to be simming this. They are down the bottom side of the table. So if we lose, we've only got ourselves to blame. It's going to be a strong team as well that we'll put out. So it's one that should at least get a draw. You can see it there on your screen. It's a very good team. De Groot on the bench only purely down to fitness. And there you go. Patrick comes in the side and scores immediately inside 4 minutes. Keep an eye on PSV. They're 1-1. Well, now 2-1. So I take that back. Because, of course, they are the side currently in second place chasing us down. I would like to get quite a big gap so we can focus, you know, our primary focus. Oh, Vice has just been sent off. Our primary focus on the Champions League. 10 to go. Morrison doubles it. Woo! Well done, Ravel Morrison. 2-0 win. PSV smash Excelsior 4-1 though, so they keep their pace with us. And also, Bice's red card means he will not start in the next, 2 or 3 games? Because that was a straight red. So, a bit annoying, but there's nothing we can do about it now. 7 points clear still. So this is our starting 11 for this one against NAC Breda. Carroll is on the bench as the group not quite fully fit, but he did just play in that sim game. So Jesse takes the spot left wing. I still think it's a very strong team. And after this, it's Feyenoord. So we needed to keep one mind on that. But we'll see how we're going to perform in this one. I've still got a very strong team. And with them being bottom, not won a game all year, watch our first defeat and their first win of the season be now in this one here. No Noah Beister, but Van der Meer takes his spot and is immediately involved as Patrick will find Morrison. Morrison, maybe! Immediately, we've already struck the woodwork. What an effort from Ravel Morrison. What a strike. Player to watch, not interested. Jesse swing the corner in nice and early. Get ourselves an early goal would be fantastic. As it's pounced upon and the goalkeeper has the ball. Imagine the scenes. If we'd have gone in front there, that would have calmed any potential nerves that we have. Because this, like I said, they haven't won. We are unbeaten. It's just a setup, isn't it, for the dream story of, okay, their first win is our first defeat. Here is Jesse. Jesse poking it through for Boadu. Keeps his composure, maybe. Just about Boadu. What a save. What a save. How has he pulled that off? Boadu, he squeezes himself through, gets the opportunity for the shot. Erdegaard booked for that. Really? Ref, I think you need to have a little look at yourself because I don't think he actually did anything. I can't believe the keeper has pulled off that for a save. Erdegaard with a short corner, whips it in. We lose the first header and also nobody from us reacts, so they get it straight from that one. To try and break them down. Van der Meer, Boadu looking for Ravel Morrison. Not enough on the pass and it just fizzles its way out, but Milivojevic picks it back up. Knight will be found to Ravel Morrison again. Morrison deflected, but it's found its way into the bottom corner. And we lead then just before the half-hour mark. I don't quite know how it's found its way through, because I don't know who got the final touch. Ravel Morrison, though, he did mean to take the shot, but it seemed like it just trickled into that bottom corner. Poor pass out. Milivojevic having a very good game so far. He's pretty, yeah, it does take a deflection of one of their defenders or midfielders tracking back. Number 19, Kakai it is. Yep, there you go. Milivojevic, though, is pretty much running the show for us in that centre of the park as Ravel Morrison going to claim it. I don't know if he'll get it because there was a touch. Well, he's been given it. It's his 6th of the season. Not had as good a year in terms of goal scoring this time around. But, of course, we've improved the side. We've got goals in the wide areas. Jesse, the group, those type of players. So, hasn't really needed to score as much. Morrison, what a ball! Oh, Jesse just didn't read it. Oh, he's not having a brilliant performance here, Jesse, as he swings in that cross. What a ball over it was, though, by Ravel Morrison. Patrick on the loose ball now. Milivojevic again. Patrick yet again. Through for Ravel Morrison! 2-0. Think that should do it now. NAC Breda really, really are not having a good time of things. To be fair, though, Willem 2 weren't great in the first half in that first game we played in terms of live com. And they were better in the second. Are we going to see the return? But I mean, we only did have 1 goal going in at the break. This time we got 2. Ravel Morrison with his 2nd of the game. Here we go then. Another change. Miron Boadu leaves the field of play. Andy Carroll is unleashed. What is he going to give us for the last 20 minutes of this one? Come on, Big Andy. What can you show? Can you get yourself a goal? If he can grab a goal, maybe his future here is still potentially in this. I mean, still not though, is it? With all the players who've got coming through. Andy Carroll, what have you got? And that is going to do it then for this one. 2-0 victors. Comfortable in the end. And I tell you what, Milivojevic gets my vote for man of the match. Another 3 points. Our unbeaten run is still intact. Both of the goals from Ravel Morrison. They didn't even have a shot. I mean, I said he gets man of the match, but Ravel Morrison did score 2, so I'll take that back. Patrick actually was very good when he came on as well, look. And Milivojevic only at 7.9, but if you actually take into consideration what he did in that CDM role, he just dictated things. Look at that, most passes in the game. Pretty high in the dribbles department as well. And I'm talking about with the ball at his feet, nothing else. I mean, he's done very, very well there, Milivojevic, and I think 7.9 is a bit harsh. Sherpen's time at the club, unfortunately, is looking like it's going to be over. We've just got an offer here from Saint Etienne. I declined a £6.3 million offer earlier on against Ajax. That was before, of course, Zoet came in. So Sherpin will now be leaving the club. He is needless to requirements anymore, surplus requirements anymore. He was good in the first couple of seasons, but he's never going to get ahead of Andre Onana. In fact, he's now third choice, of course, with the addition of Zoet. Feyenoord for the final game for today, as we will then have the deadline day window. Deadline day of this window in particular to come up as we end off the January transfer window. Not a lot really going on for us monetary value-wise, of course, but the two additions in terms of Gnabry and Zoet, which I wasn't expecting to get. Do make sure you vote on that poll. Has been really the only two pieces of business we've done. So, for Feyenoord, Jesse's going to come out, De Groot's going to go in, and that is going to be the starting 11 that we go with. We are at home. Home advantage should carry us through. 7 points still clear at the top of the table. It's all going well, but I can't help but think when we do eventually take on Man City, we're going to have to play our strongest 11. Depending how far we go in the Champions League, I don't want that to hurt our league form. So, yeah, I kind of wanted to try and get at least 9, maybe 10 points ahead. I was hoping PSV might drop some points, but we can only do what we can do, and then we have to hope that they do, pour themselves. Morrison, lovely turn away. Now Milivojevic pokes that through to De Groot, who's in behind. Oh, and Daniel De Groot, underside of the crossbar, into the back of the net. And we have the lead. This is a fantastic finish from quite the player. Milivojevic just pokes it through, but he does the rest, doesn't he, De Groot? That's what you love to see, and this is why he's so important. But then there's other times that he doesn't do this when he puts it over. That one was close, actually. Underside of the bar, drops in, 1-0 in front. We've had to really work hard here in this opening few minutes to craft our chances because they've not given it easy like some of the other teams have. It's not just one pass. We're having to knock it round our back four and keep it in our midfield while they press quite high. I'm hoping that goal might knock the wind out of their sails a little bit because they were causing me a few issues having to play my way out from the back. So, yeah, we might be able to silence them with that as Boadu turns. What a goal that would have been then. What a goal that would have been. Oh, Greg Taylor's just been rinsed at fullback and now Straumann has to go over. That's a great cross. And there you go. Oh, first chance as well. Oh, Nana, you've not really done much here, mate. I know it's a difficult save to make. Taylor got rinsed at fullback, and after that, I saw it coming. Fantastic cross. The flick on it, there you go, look at that. It just gets absolutely demolished at a fullback there. You know what? Onana, for me, should save that. I think he should save it. And depending on what you guys say in the polls, Zoet will be starting the next game for me, because I think Onana needs a little spell out on the sidelines, because although he's a great goalkeeper, oh, come on, don't start making mistakes now, misplacing passes. Although Onana's a great goalkeeper, he does sometimes not save the easy ones that I feel he should. And you remember as well, of course, just before that, Boadu struck one against the woodwork. As Erdegaard's in, finishes it, offside flag goes up, but this will be extremely close, surely. So we're now at the bar, and we've had the ball back in the net again, offside given. But how close is this? Ravel Morrison, I mean, that angle doesn't say anything, does it? You can't really tell from that angle. And that's actually gone from the front leg, not the back. Let me have a look. I mean, it is mightily close. Look at his left foot, and then obviously he is slightly offside, is Erdegaard. That step there might have helped it had we have played it a little bit later. Honestly, it's mightily close. On another day, he doesn't give that, and we're 2-1 in front. To be fair, I can't really complain, because honestly, apart from that one chance, we've not allowed them to do too much. So, it's a bit frustrating to concede our first one, having hit the bar and such. But I'm sure we'll get another one. Milivojevic wins that ball straight back. Boadu needs to run to the ball, which I was actually trying to make him do. Morrison to pick it up, but there's not really much on here for us, so we have to go out wide. Milivojevic, now Greg Taylor. Taylor up from fullback, finds an easy ball to De Groot. Where is Boadu? De Groot across, Ravel Morrison! Oh, that is absolutely brilliant from Morrison, but where was Boadu? I was looking for the cross and I just couldn't see him. He's there on the edge now, I've just noticed him. Walking back, he's having a difficult night, Miron Boadu, he really is. And I think it's affecting him a little bit in his gameplay and his style, because he just doesn't seem to be in it as much. But a fantastic cut back from De Groot. The flick up and the volley from Ravel Morrison is quality. Back in front here. That's what we needed to try and do for ourselves. But now we have to tighten it up. Do not allow them to get back in this game. Obviously, PSV winning means that ideally we have to win this game here to make sure of that 7-point gap remaining. Otherwise, it goes to 5. Oh my goodness me. That should never be happening in that position. It's the easy ball from Straumann to Patrick, and he just kind of doesn't read it. Finally, Herrera does come on for Boadu. Been trying to make that change for the last half an hour. But the ball has now finally gone out of play, which means that change does come through. Larson takes the touch, and we're going to pick that up with relative ease. Greg Taylor should be calm on the ball and is. 4 to go until the 90 here. It has not been easy. Oh, my goodness me. I panicked. Oof. Calm. Just calm. 2 to go. They've made this so difficult, but we had to get ourselves back in front with PSV winning elsewhere. And come off the man, come off the hour. Ravel Morrison's done that. De Groot assisted it, though, didn't he? Arnini Panera invited forward, tries to play it out wide, and there is the full-time whistle. We have won the game convincingly throughout this episode today, but this one was far from convincing. Wow. That was a difficult match, but these are the type of games that win your league titles. Ravel Morrison's winner. Doesn't matter what PSV have done now then, because it means, of course, we stay top by at least 7 points. And there you go. PSV beat Groningen 2-0, so they did actually manage to register their 3 points that would have closed it to 5. But it does now stay at 7, of course, still unbeaten for us as well. My friends, that is going to be the end for today's episode, though, because, of course, we've got the deadline day to come, which I'll be going through probably off camera. Oh, not off camera, not live, I mean. With that, to kind of see what happens in it. Of course, we don't know about Sherpin just yet. He might be leaving the club after we accepted that deal from Saint Etienne. We will find that out in due course. Quarterfinals of the Cup coming up next. Heerenveen away. Going to be quite the game, that. And then, of course, for us, Eredivisie is still going well. Unbeaten after 21 games. And the Champions League kicks off in February next episode. So make sure you stay tuned for that, because it's Manchester City, one of the best sides in Europe at the moment anyway. So no pressure. No pressure at all for us. Until next time, massive thank you for your support as always. If you have enjoyed it, a like would be greatly appreciated, like I said. Hit that subscribe button if you are new around here and want to see more. I will catch you all again later tonight with another video. See you all then. Adios.